Okay, so I've given that a bit of a clean in there. It's not the best, but I want to leave the boot pretty much just natural as it is. I'm not really fussed about the boot. And the top of the tank just natural as well. It's not too bad. So, alright, this filler neck. Where is it? Here. So the filler neck, if you can see down in here. Not sure if you can see that, but that was what the old tank was like on the inside. But it only comes up to about, I don't know, a third of the way up the pipe. So I'm just going to tape that end off, tip it up, fill it with vinegar, leave it overnight and see how much of that crap we can get rid of. Righto, so we're ready to stick the tank in. I've got my door upper there, a couple of screwdrivers to locate the holes, got some mastic here and the screws. So I guess we just run a bead of mastic around there, throw it in and screw it in. Alright, that's it guys, in. There she is, lovely. Righto, I'll screw that down and we'll work out what else we're going to do. Alright, so that was left overnight. Still, the sun's not quite up yet, so I'm not sure if you'll be able to see that. But the vinegar did kind of its thing. But I'm just going to sandblast the rest of that out best I can anyway. Okay, so the boot is all done. Good enough. You're probably wondering why I didn't paint in there. That's because I just my choice. I just wanted to leave the inside of the boot original paint. I don't know, just probably couldn't be asked more than anything. But yeah, I just wanted to leave that original. I don't really care about the boot. I'm going to get a rubber mat to put over the top of that, but everything's all good to go in there. I used the original rubber off it for the boot rubber. It was still usable, so we can always replace that at a later date if we need to. I'm just about to start denibbing a few little things off the boot here, and I've just polished up the trim and given it just touched up the black there where it was all faded. So we'll look at getting that on. I'll see if I can use the original mounting tabs for it. And that's it. I'm just going to slowly put the boot section together and then we'll move on. Alright guys, the boot's on. I'm going to have to do a little bit of adjustment on this gap here. It's a couple of mil wider than this one. Across the back we're flush along the front here, along this bit, so we're good there. Bit of a gap there, but anyway, generally not too bad. So let's have a look at getting this trim on. Alright, so let's get cracking on this door. I've stripped it down, top and bottom, taken everything out. So it's pretty good for us, this one. It's very straight, which is good. All the doors are pretty good. So we'll rub him back and see what we're looking at. Okay, a bit of progress on the door. I've sanded him back, taken it down to metal where I've needed to, put some etch primer on there, or rust converter for the surface rust, bit of etch primer. So we'll let that dry and we'll come back, hit him with some undercoat. Actually no, I'll leave that. I'll flip him over and then we'll do around the door jambs. Alright, got the door in undercoat, so inside the door anyway. So the other side's pretty much almost good to go. So we'll get this side painted, flip him over, do the other side. Righto, painted and cleared. One door jamb. So he came up alright, nice. That's going to take overnight to harden before I even want to mess around and flip that over and do the other side. So while we're letting that dry, I think we'll start screwing some things on the back of the car. Now there's the back, so it's looking quite nice. Righto, so I reckon we'll get the bumper on There, oh, there's the tank, by the way. So yeah, we'll get the bumper on, and then I guess the tail lights in, and see what else from there. So I'm just going to give this a polish, and see if that comes up right. Okay, so I just had to go on this side so you can see the difference there. And the other side. So it comes up good. Just use that little polisher there, those tiny little buff pads. They work great. And that stuff. So this bumper I'll probably end up getting a new one. This one's pretty dinged up. Ding there and a ding right there. If you can see that. So they make these new now. They're not that expensive. So anyway, I'll polish him up. We'll put him on and keep moving. Okay, bumper's on. Looking pretty good. So I think next we might do the tail lights. And then I reckon the exhaust tips. I'm going to get those done too. Alright guys, I've got this door in undercoat here. I've totally done it arse about. Before I put that colour on the door jambs, I was going to flip it over and undercoat this side, but I got a bit boisterous with the colour. So anyway, I've just masked off under there. So now I've just got a few little, you just get your little stone chips and you know little things like this here. I find this stuff is really nice. This knifing putty, you just use it straight out of the tube and it's silky smooth, goes on very light, very nice, easy to sand. So it's a real good thing for this. So we'll put a bit of this on, I'll sand it back, and then we'll give him one more coat of undercoat, a guide coat, and we'll rub him back. Alright guys, door's done, painted and clear, a few little nibs in there but we'll get rid of those. So he's all done. I was going to do the tail lights but the gaskets are pretty ordinary, so I've ordered a new set of the gaskets, so we'll wait for those to get here. But in the meantime, there's one light and I've stripped the other one down. The reds are no problem, but as you can see this one here, he's lost all his colour. So I've got a bit of this stuff here, the lens and bulb dye. So we'll give it a go, see if we can bring him back up. Alright guys, we'll give it a go. They say probably 2 coats. Might do the other one as well so they match. Alright, we'll let him dry and we'll give him another one. Okay, here's the other lens, but as you can see, if that's focusing, it's sort of melted here. And you can see it's a bit warped up the top there. So what I might do, you see if it's, see that there? It's just sort of warped itself. So what I'll do is I'll get the heat gun, I'll see if I can heat this bit up gently and push that back out that way. See if I can get it back into shape. If not, I won't waste time on it, I'll just get another lens. But we'll give that a quick go. Alright, I think we've had a bit of success there. Actually wants to warp, so I'll just sit him down there. And that flat surface. And that looks good, so we'll let him harden up. I think we've had success there. So we'll let that harden up and we'll give him a, I'll see if I can get that dye off with some metho, and then we'll just do the same as the other one, so that way they're kind of identical. Alright, there we go. Someone's painted the edges of black on that one, not that one, but anyway it's not really going to matter. So there we go, they're both the same now. Wait for these gaskets to arrive. In the meantime I'll polish the chrome and that's it. Globes are all good in there, so tail lights will be back together shortly. Then we just got to work out what to do next. Righto, so I put the exhaust tips on, they're all sorted. So now the rear end's looking pretty well together. I've just got to wait for those bits to turn up for the tail lights, so I guess we'll just keep going with the bodywork. Okay, where are we at? I had a closer look at this door and I totally wasn't happy with it. So I've just gone back, rubbed back that clear and done a few little patch jobs, and so I'm just waiting for that to cure. I might leave that overnight, and then I'll repaint and re-clear that. But I've been doing a little bit off camera, just getting the front chrome sorted along the top there. That was covered in all sorts of oil and crap. Like I mentioned, this car was in a flood, so I think the bloke I bought it off must have just coated it in some, I don't know, funky sticky oil. So that took ages to get all that off. Cleaned the windscreen, polished that strip along the bottom, and now I'm just going to polish these ones up the side. I'm just giving them a good degrease and clean. So they're there, had to get some paint off the back of them. So I'll just show you how I reckon the easiest and quickest way to polish this stuff is. I'll set up and I'll give you a look. Alright, I'll try to get it on camera as best I can. Anyway, I'm just standing here. So I just use that little bloke there, they're pretty cheap. And put all different heads on it, sanding heads, whatever. That's just an old foam sponge. I use that one for metal, and I've got other ones that are obviously clean for little denibbing and stuff like that. These are absolutely brilliant. And I just use a bit of that stuff there. Purple polish, pretty good. That's old, I don't know if you can even get it anymore, but it's good stuff. So I'll try and get it on camera. All I do is just put it, you only need a tiniest little bit like this. Hang on, I'll just make sure I'm on camera. Yeah, you just need the tiniest little bit, and that'll do that whole part easy. I just smear it over there, all over it. And then that's probably even too much. That's coating it, but anyway, it's all right. And then I just grab this, and like I said, not at a workbench or anything, I'm just standing here, and then just have at it with this carefully. You don't want it to catch on the edge and fly it out of your hand and ding it, but yeah, just go steady and get a good result, very quick and very easy. Catch like that. Sorry, I just turned it off because of the compressor. So that's half that done, and that's like a minute. So you know, very easy, very quick. So I'll do both of these and we'll fit them up. Alright, cowls on, scuttle panel, whatever you want to call it. So the front end is coming together nice. I like to put this on first and get it all lined up with the holes, and that way I know my guard gap through here. So that's it. Alright, I think I might paint that door now. Okay, door is painted and I'm much happier with that. Again, a few little nibs, but look where we are. We're here, so it's to be expected, but certainly nothing that won't polish out here in a minute. I've had a comment or two about, you know, I've got the spray booth there, so why aren't I using that? Well, I kind of built that spray booth to do the full respray on that there, which is an AU XR8. So that's why I sort of set that up for the spray booth. But now that I'm doing just individual panels like this, well, that spray booth is now a spare shed. So it's full of shit, mowers and tools and stuff like that. So that's why I'm not using the so-called spray booth. It was basically a one-off deal for that car. But I've set up this. Well, yesterday I just couldn't stop shit getting in there, and I worked it out that it was crap blowing off this fan and just going everywhere. So I've done away with that. I've set this up here as an extraction, like right near the job, and that worked absolutely fine, sucking that spray out there. A little bit come inside, but no big deal. But I did keep the crap out of the paint. So I'm happy with that, no complaints. Alright, so that's about that. We'll work out what to do next. Okay, so what do we got there? Driver's door, front door, he's done. Covered in about an inch of dust, but he's finished. We've got the door I've just done over here. He's all finished. So I've just dragged out these two doors. We'll get cracking on those. This one, I've already done the inside, the jamb. That's just been buried in the bloody other shed there. So that's a pleasant surprise. He's already done, I forgot about that. And I've also prepped the surface, sanded that back, so that's good. He won't take long to do him. And then we've got a full door there, the passenger side front door. So we'll start stripping him down and get cracking on that. Yeah, so I hope everyone had a good Christmas and good New Year. Into another year now, so see if this one's any better than that last ridiculous year we've just had. Anyway, so as you can see, the door trims are in really good condition, which surprised me for a car that went underwater in the floods. So the interior came out unscathed, which is always good because the interior is the hardest to get. You can always fix rust and crap like that, but getting these door trims and all that's not an easy thing or a cheap thing these days. I think there's a bloke somewhere that redoes them, but he's got like a 6-month wait list or something, maybe more. So that was a good bonus. Always good to look behind these door skins just to see, sort of tell if they've been off before. Well, there's feeling this screw though, I don't think it has. Righto, that's him. What we got here? 9mm, I think, from memory. Yep. Okay, these have got the original genuine little covers on there with the star on it to match all the dash knobs. It's pretty much impossible to get those off without wrecking them. But if anyone knows what these are called, are they like a 3D decal? They're like those spongy, you know, gel type decals. So I wouldn't mind getting some of these made up. If anyone knows who makes them, drop a comment, I'd really appreciate it. Alright, let's keep moving. Yeah, that card's been off before. The backing paper or plastic isn't there, it's all gone. Looks like it used to be paper. So yeah, it's all gone. This rubber's still very good. It's not torn or damaged, so I'll try and get him off carefully. It's got these little pins that go down in here. So what I did is I just made this little screwdriver and just notched out the end on it. And that works good to get in behind those and pop them out without damaging them. But I don't know, down the track I'll see. I might just get a new rubber kit for it, even though they're bloody expensive these days. So I've got to do the inner door belts and outer door belts, so I might just get a whole kit. We'll see. So yeah, it's just got these little pins that sit in there. So I'll go around, we'll get that rubber off, then we can start on the door. Righto, doors are in primer, so they're all good. I'm going to wrap it up for today and this vid, and then we'll get back into it. All we've got left to do now is the guards and bonnet, and we're good to go, so we're really getting there. So I'll put this one up, then we'll come back when I'll probably have the doors on, and then we'll get stuck into the bonnet. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you shortly.